This is a very exciting time for India-US relations. In this pandemic, you saw incredible world-changing, life-changing innovations coming out of indigenous work happening in India. India is not just the manufacturing hub of biotechnology, it is becoming the innovation hub of biotechnology.
How the two countries have progressed when it comes to the health sector.
Yeah. No, this is a very exciting time for India-US relations. The two largest democracies in the world facing similar challenges and facing them together. And I think what makes it particularly important at this moment is we're just coming out of the pandemic, and we saw incredible amount of innovation from both of these countries, both individually and working together. So I think this is an important moment to catalyze that, to take the partnership and take it to the next level. I'm very excited about the moment we are in.
Dr. Jha, talking about India and US's partnership, particularly in the COVID times, what is your assessment from someone who's an expert in that?
Yeah, look, the partnership has been incredibly beneficial for both countries. We saw partnerships around development of testing, on development of vaccines, on widespread availability of vaccines. There were and then of course all the knowledge sharing that happened. What's interesting to me is that in this pandemic we saw true partnership between countries, between the scientists, between governments, between private sector companies. We have never seen anything like this before. And the benefit of that partnership is both countries did much better than they would have if they had not had that partnership.
We talked about the innovations that came out during the pandemic, especially from the India side.
Yeah.
Could you stress or could you talk about more about that?
Absolutely. For years there has been this perception, I don't think an accurate one, but a perception that innovation happens in the West and then India scales it up or manufactures it. The truth is, in this pandemic, you saw incredible world-changing, life-changing innovations coming out of indigenous work happening in India. I'm thinking about vaccines like Covaxin. I'm thinking about a whole new set of testing efforts that India developed that the world then actually was able to use. So India is not just the manufacturing hub of biotechnology, it is becoming the innovation hub of biotechnology. And given the strength of that in the US as well, there's a lot of opportunities for partnership here.
Right. Talking about the partnerships going forward for future pandemics, how are the two countries, what are your suggestions? How can the two countries work together?
Yeah, there is a lot of important work to do. So how do you prepare for pandemics? Well, first you need strong surveillance systems. India has developed them, America has been developing them. I think working together, sharing data, sharing information back and forth will not only help the two countries, it will make the world a safer place. I think that's one area around surveillance. One of the key things we need to do is start working on vaccines against future pathogens, including diseases we don't even know whether they're going to become pandemics or not. That's another area where I think there's a lot of opportunities for collaboration between India and US. Again, on diagnostics, treatments, and then on better information sharing. This is an area where we saw information was a real challenge in the early days of the pandemic. Again, we have two of the most innovative countries working together. I think they both will be much stronger for it. And by the way, they will benefit the rest of the world as well. This will not just benefit the American and Indian people, it'll benefit the world.
We talk about the Indian American community and your personal journey. What role does the Indian American really play in the political landscape, in the cultural landscape of this country?
Yeah, I will say on a personal level, I was born in Bihar. I lived there till I was almost 9. Came to the West speaking no English. Think about that as the background, and then getting to work at the White House for the President of the United States. An extraordinary opportunity. This is the American story, but it's also the story of many Indian Americans who have risen to very high levels. Our Surgeon General of the United States, Vivek Murthy, is of Indian background. He's an Indian American. We've had many senior leaders in health and other areas. Indian Americans make up a critical part of the US government, of private sector, of technology. They are really central to so many of the cultural and economic and health issues that go on in this country. And I think that creates a natural partnership between India and America.
What the world will witness on the 22nd of June is something that no one could imagine 15 years ago. How will this partnership go forward 15 years from now, 50 years from now?
Yeah, look, this partnership has been growing for years and years. I do think we're at an inflection point, and I think the state visit of the Prime Minister will catalyze, and what I hope it will do is launch a whole series of collaborations. Obviously, for me, the interest is in health and biotechnology, but it's going to go well beyond that, in technology in general, in the future economy of these two countries. So my expectation is 15 years from now, we're going to look back and think, boy, that was a catalytic moment that took a strong partnership and made it even stronger and better.